Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. See students, today we are going to start chapter number 7, that is integrals. So in these integrals, the weightage of the public examination is 1 mark is a 1 question, and 2 marks questions they will give you 2 questions, and 3 marks questions they will give you 2 questions, and 5 marks question they will give you 1, and 6 marks question is 1. Total 22 marks weightage in the public examination. And also it is a very important topic in the CET and the JEE mains and advanced also. Okay, for all the competition exams you are going to write after your PU, all the exams have these questions, integrals. Okay, so in this integrals you have the 2 topics are there, 2 chapters actually. The first one is, indefinite integration, and the second one is definite integration. So first one is the indefinite integration and the second one is the definite integration. So here first we will teach that indefinite integration. Next we will discuss about the definite integration is. So here the first one is we are going to discuss about the indefinite integration. These two is called integral calculus. These two are called integral calculus. So first one we will going to discuss about of the indefinite integration. So here indefinite integration. Before starting this indefinite, first see that what is the integration is. Integration, what is the meaning of the integration? So the integration is nothing but the reverse process of differentiation. The reverse process of differentiation is called integration. So what is the meaning of integration? Integration is nothing but the reverse process of integration, that is reverse process of differentiation is called integration. So here what is the meaning of the reverse process of differentiation? The reverse process of the differentiation, and also we can call it as the differentiation is nothing but the derivative of a function. Yes or no? So the reverse process of differentiation is nothing but antiderivative. The reverse process of the differentiation we call it as antiderivative. So this integration you can also call it as antiderivative. And it is also named it as a primitive. So integration, what is the integration? Integration is nothing but the antiderivative of a function or a primitive. These 3 are same. So find the integration or find the antiderivative or find the primitive, all are same. That meaning is you are going to calculate the integration. Okay, so here observe students, I am going to take that if derivative some function f of x, derivative of f of x is equal to capital F of x. What I am taking here, the derivative of some function small f of x is equal to capital F of x. Okay, so if you can take plus c, what happens? Derivative of f of x plus c. So here c is a constant, automatically derivative of this function is 0. So then you will get the derivative of f of x is f of x. Yes or no? So that meaning is derivative of f of x is capital F of x. Derivative of f of x plus c is also capital F of x. Yes or no? Yes or no? The derivative of this function is equal to this one. Are understanding that? So that meaning is then we can take it as this symbol is called the sign of integral of f of x into dx. The derivative of this function is equal to f of x. The integral of this function, it will become f of x plus c. So it will become f of x plus c. See students, Derivative of f of x is equal to f of x. Derivative of f of x plus c is also f of x. Why? Because derivative of c is 0. Derivative of f of x plus 1, it is also f of x. Derivative of f of x plus 2. Why? Because the derivative of 2 is 0. So derivative of f of x will become the capital F of x only. Derivative of f of x plus 3, f of x plus 4, f of x plus 5. All these values you will get the capital F of x only. So you will get some family of curves there. So that meaning is the integral of this function you will get a capital F of x plus c. Capital F of x plus c. That is a capital F of x into integral of f of x into dx is equal to capital F of x plus c. Are understand, students? So here integral of f of x into dx is equal to capital F of x plus c. Sir, what is this c? This c, what is this c is? C, I am already told that one. If you value, you will get any real number. It is an arbitrary real number. You can take any real number. The outcome is capital F of x. Yes or no? Yes or no? If you can take any value of c, the outcome is a capital F of x. That meaning is integral of f of x into dx is equal to f of x plus c. What is the c value is? Here, the c value is, c is an arbitrary real constant. Arbitrary real constant. So it will be changes, but it is a constant number, but it will change the number of difference. You can take that 1 is a constant number. If you can take the 1, it is a constant, but 2 is, if you can take the 2 also, you will get the same. Are understanding that a constant and arbitrary constant, what is the difference is, if you are taking the only one, f of x plus 1 is equal to capital F of x. Are understanding that if you can take the particular number, it is a constant. So if we can take that any number, f of x plus 1, f of x plus 2, f of x plus 3, f of x plus 4, that is the arbitrary. You can arrange the number, that is the arbitrary real constant. Are understanding that? And also here, and also C value is not defined. C value is not defined. C value is not defined. So that's why it is called, that's why, and also C is called integral constant. What is C? C is called integral constant. Integral constant. Integral of capital F of x into dx is equal to f of x plus c. This C is an arbitrary real constant, and C value is not a defined, it is not a definite number, and C is an integral constant. C is an integral constant, and that's why C is not defined. So that's why this integration is called indefinite integration. Is not defined, so that's why the integration is called indefinite integration. So are you understand that? What is the integration? Integration is nothing but the reverse process of the differentiation. The reverse process of the differentiation is called the integration. What is the meaning of that? Reverse process of differentiation is nothing but the antiderivative or primitive. The integration is also called it as a antiderivative or a primitive also. And also if you can take any function f of x plus c, derivative of f of x is a capital F of x. F of x plus c, c is any arbitrary real constant. So automatically the derivative also it will become the capital F of x only. So then the integral of this function capital F of x, the integral of this function is the integral of f of x into dx is equal to f of x plus c. And here this c is called sign of integration. Sign of integration, and this is called the integration of the function. The integration of the function with respect to x. What is the dx is? With respect to x. Dx represents that the with respect to. So you are integrating the function with respect to x. So f of x is called the integrand. The f of x is called integrand. Or understand that, students? So in this integration, what you are going to, in the differentiation, what they are giving, that we are calculating, for example, derivative of sin x. So that meaning is, in the differentiation they will give you one function, you are calculated the derivative of that function. What is the derivative of sin x? Derivative of sin x is cos x. But here what they will ask, that, so they will give you the cos x. They will give you the cos x. What is the antiderivative? That is the question. Are understanding that? Sin x derivative is cos x. What is the antiderivative of cos x? Antiderivative of cos x is a sin x. Antiderivative of cos x is a sin x. That meaning is, integral of cos x into dx, integral of cos x into dx, it will become the sin x plus c. C is an arbitrary real constant. So derivative of sin x is a cos x, already you know that. But integral of cos x, what is the antiderivative of cos x? That is nothing but integral of cos x into dx. So that is the sin x plus c. So we are calculating the antiderivative in the integration. Or understand that? So that is the difference between the differentiation and the integration is. In the differentiation they will give you one function, they will ask that you have to calculate the derivative of that function. Here they will give you the, what is the function, what is the derivative of this function is given. The derivative of this function is given. They will ask that what is the original function is. What is the original function? They will give you cos x. But they will ask that what is the original function is. They will give you antiderivative. So they will have to calculate the, what is the original function is. The antiderivative of cos x is the sin x. The antiderivative of cos x is a sin x. So in this manner we will calculate that differentiation. And also see here, the indefinite, the integration represents, the indefinite integration represents the family of the curves. It represents the family of curves. What is that point is? It represents the family of curves. What is the meaning is that? So integration represents the family of curves, meaning is here. See this one. For example, I will take one example. What is that one is? Integration, the indefinite integration represents the family of curves. What is the meaning is that? I will take one example. Okay. So I will take that example, integral of x into dx. Integral of x into dx. So see students, what is the integral of x into dx? Already in the physics you already know that it is a simple formula actually. Integral of x into dx. What is the integral of x into dx is? That is nothing but x square by 2 plus c. Already know that. Okay, I will give you the proof also. Integral of x into dx is equal to x square by 2 plus c. So the graph of integral of x into dx. I need to draw the graph of integral of this function. Okay. So how to calculate that one? This meaning is, graph of these two values are same, yes or no? The graph of this function is nothing but graph of this one. Means the graph of x square by 2 plus c. The graph of this function meaning is the graph of this function. Both are same, yes or no? So the graph of, what is the graph of x square by 2 plus c? What is the graph of x square by 2 plus c? So in the first year already we know that y is equal to x square is, y is equal to x square. What is that one? Y is equal to x square is, what is that? Upper parabola, yes or no? Upper parabola. So, and also passing through the origin. So, this value x square by 2 plus c, x square by 2, it is also in the form of y is equal to x square, yes or no? So, that meaning is, I will take a graph here, see that one. So, I will take the graph here, the parabola, and x square, I will take the c is equal to 0, then y is equal to x square by 2. So, it represents a parabola here. It represents a parabola. Y is equal to, what is this? Y is equal to x square by 2 plus 0. So the C value is 0. Then y is equal to x square by 2. So it is in the form of y is equal to x square. It is a upper parabola. Yes or no? So similarly, if we can take C is equal to 1. If C is equal to 1, the graph will take a one step. What is that one is? It will take the graph like this. The graph is like that. What is this graph is? Y is equal to x square by 2 plus 1. If you take C is equal to 2, what is that? It will take a one more graph here. It will take a one more graph. What is that? Y is equal to x square by 2 plus 2. If you take xc is equal to minus 1, what happens? If c is equal to minus 1, then the graph is like this. So what is that? Y is equal to x square by 2 minus 1. That and so on. If you can take that, the values, you will get all the curves. Or you observe that all the curves are parallel curves here. All the curves are parallel. And if we can take any one point on this line, so I will take a one point here. So I will take this point, that is x is equal to x naught. X is equal to x naught is a point on the x axis. I will take, and I will draw the line here. X is equal to x naught line is this one. What is this line? This line is nothing but x is equal to x naught line is this. So what happens? So all these points, if you can take, this is for example, if you can take this is the point is P naught, and if you can take this is the P1, and this is the P2, and so on. If you can take all these points, if you observe that, if you draw a tangent, this line cuts all the curves at the same point. Yes or no? So that meaning is here, if we can draw the tangent at this point to this curve, what happens? If you can draw the tangent to this curve here, if you can take that like that one, and also if you can draw the tangent to this curve at that point is here, the tangent of this curve at this point is here. Yes or no? If you can draw the tangent of this curve is here. So what you observe that, if you can take the tangent of this curve and the tangent of this curve and the tangent of this curve and the tangent of this curve, all are same. The slope of the tangents are same. The slope of the tangents of the slope of the tangents in the indefinite integrals, the slope of the tangent in the indefinite integral are equal, are the same. Yes or no? So that values are here. If you can take that, all these are parallel here, and if you can take that the slope of the curves at the tangent of the curve, the slope of the tangent of the curve at these points, all are equal. So that's why we will say that one, all these are families of curves here. So that's why we will say that indefinite integrals, it represents the family of curves. Okay. So this is the family of curves is here. So see that one. Next we will take that. The formulas list here, very important formulas. We have to read that formulas and by heart that formulas also, and we have to remember that. So these formulas are very important in the problems. Already very easy also if you know the formulas of differentiation. If you know the formulas of differentiation, it is very easy to remember that. So see the formulas list here. So what is the formulas? We will take that. So first we will calculate the differentiation, then after that we will calculate the integral formulas. Okay. So see that formulas. So the first one, what we will take that? Derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So what is the derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1? So see that one, what is the first formula is See students, the list of the formulas. So first formula, write down that one, very important formulas here. The first one is the derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. What is that value is? 1 by n plus 1 is a constant, and derivative of x power n plus 1. 1 by n plus 1 is a constant, take it out. Derivative of x power n plus 1. What is the x power n formula in the derivative? N into x power n minus 1. So what happens? That is equal to 1 by n plus 1 into x power n derivative. X power n derivative n into x power n minus 1. N into x power n minus 1. In the place of n you have n plus 1. So what happens? That is equal to n plus 1 will be cancelled. It will become x power n. So the derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, what is that value is? X power n. So that is nothing but, what is the formula is here? Therefore integral of x power n into dx. What is the integral of x power n into dx? Formula is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. That is the first formula, and very important formula. You are going to use in every problem this formula. Okay. So what is that? Derivative of x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. That value is x power n. So this is the antiderivative of this function. Yes or no? So that antiderivative of this one, that is nothing but integral of x power n into dx. It will become x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Okay. So similarly, you can see that integral of that is the derivative of x. What is the derivative of x? Derivative of x is nothing but 1. Yes or no? So automatically what happens here? Therefore integral of 1 into dx is equal to x plus c. Derivative of x is 1. The integral of 1 is x plus c. See some examples. So what is that examples is here? You can calculate a sum here. So by using of this formula, so I will calculate that integral of x square into dx. It is in the form of x power n. Yes or no? It is in the form of x power n. So what is the x power n formula is? X power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So that is nothing but x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. So that is nothing but x cube by 3 plus c. Are understand students? So similarly you can take that and take some important, that is conditions. Integral of x cube. What is the integral of x cube into dx? Integral of x cube into dx is nothing but, similarly you can take that x power 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 plus c. X power n, integral of x power n into dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So x power 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 plus c. It will become x power 4 by 4 plus c. And see the third one is integral of x power 4 into dx. What is the integral of x power 4 into dx? That is nothing but x power 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1. So plus c. C is important, that is the integral constant. You must have to written in the indefinite integration. Okay. So x power 5 by 5 plus c. X power 5 by 5 plus c. All are understood students? So and also you can see this formula. Integral of, that is the derivative of 2 root x. Derivative of 2 root x. What is the derivative of 2 root x is? Derivative of 2 root x is equal to 2 into derivative of root x. derivative of 2 root x is equal to 2 into derivative of x, that is equal to 2 into derivative of root x is equal to, what is that, 1 by 2 root x. So 2 will be cancelled, it will become, that is 1 by root x. So what is the integration formula here? Integral of 1 by root x into dx, it will become 2 root x plus c. Integral of 1 by root x into dx is equal to 2 root x plus c. And also this one, if you not remember that formula, just use that formula here. This is the formula I am going to use here. See this one, integral of 1 by root x is nothing but x power minus 1 by 2 into dx. Yes or no? 1 by root x is nothing but x power minus 1 by 2 into dx. What happens? So that is equal to x power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. X power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So that is equal to x power 1 by 2, that is x power 1 by 2 by x power minus 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 1 by 2. So take this 2 to the numerator, it will become 2 root x plus c. Are understand, students? So you can use that one or this one also. Okay. And also see the formulas. And also see this one, derivative of e power x, derivative of e power x. What is the derivative of e power x? Is e power x. Derivative of e power x is e power x. So therefore the derivative of this function is this one, the integral of this function is this value. Okay, so integral of e power x into dx is equal to e power x plus c. The integral of e power x into dx is e power x plus c. And also see one more formula, the derivative of a power x by log a, the derivative of a power x by log a. So what happens? That is equal to 1 by log a is a constant, you can take the out and you can differentiate the function derivative of a power x. So what is the derivative of a power x? 1 by log a. A power x derivative is a power x into log a. What is the a power x derivative? Is a power x into log a. So here this log a will be cancelled, it will become a power x. So the derivative of this function is a power x. The integral of this function is a power x by log a. So integral of a power x into dx. Integral of a power x into dx, what is that value is? That is nothing but a power x by log a plus c. Integral of a power x into dx is equal to a power x by log a plus c. See some example here. Integral of 2 power x into dx. Integral of 2 power x into dx. It is in the form of a power x. Yes or no? So that meaning is it will become 2 power x by log 2 plus c. Integral of 2 power x into dx is nothing but 2 power x by log 2 plus c. All are understood, students? So see the next one is derivative of log x. Derivative of log x. What is the derivative of log x? Derivative of log x is nothing but 1 by x plus c. What is the derivative of log x? Mod is nothing but it represents a positive value. Okay, why? Because x is greater than 0. So derivative of log x is nothing but 1 by x plus, that is the 1 by x. So automatically what is the integration of 1 by x? Therefore integral of 1 by x into dx, integral of 1 by x into dx, it will become log mod x plus c. Integral of 1 by x into dx is equal to log of mod x plus c. See the trigonometric functions. What is the trigonometric functions and how to calculate the integrals of these trigonometric functions and the inverse trigonometric functions also. So see that one. So see that one. See the next one. Derivative of minus cos x. Derivative of minus cos x. What is the derivative of minus cos x? See that question, students. Minus derivative of cos x. So that is equal to minus of derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So minus of minus, it will become the sin x only. So derivative of minus cos x is a sin x. That meaning is integral of sin x into dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. So very important formulas here, trigonometric functions we are going to use in every problems here. So integral of sin x into dx, integral of sin x into dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. And also see the next, derivative of sin x. What is the derivative of sin x? That is equal to cos x. Derivative of sin x is equal to cos x. So what happens? That is nothing but, therefore integral of cos x into dx, integral of cos x into dx, that is equal to sin x plus c. Sin x plus c. So important formulas here. So integral of sin x into dx is equal to minus cos x, and integral of cos x into dx is equal to sin x plus c. And see the next one is derivative of tan x. Derivative of tan x. What is the derivative of tan x? Derivative of tan x is equal to secant square x. Derivative of tan x is equal to secant square x. So therefore the integral of this function, that is integral of secant square x into dx. Derivative of tan x is a secant square x. The integral of secant square x is a tan x. That is equal to tan x plus c. So similarly you can take that derivative of minus cot x. Derivative of minus cot x. What is the derivative of minus cot x? That is equal to minus derivative of, take the minus out, derivative of cot x. Derivative of cot x. So that is equal to minus of cot x derivative is minus cosecant square x. What is the derivative of cot x? Minus cosecant square x. Minus of minus, it will be cancelled. It will become cosecant square x. So what is the integration? Therefore integral of cosecant square x into dx is equal to, integral of cosecant square x into dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. Minus cot x plus c. See the next. See the next one is integral of, that is the derivative of the integral, that is the derivative of secant x. Derivative of secant x. What is the derivative of secant x? That is nothing but secant x into tan x. secant x into tan x. So that meaning is the integral of this function, it will become the secant x only. That meaning is integral of secant x into tan x into dx. So that is equal to secant x plus c. Derivative of secant x is equal to secant x into tan x. So integral of secant x into tan x is equal to secant x plus c. See the next one is derivative of minus cosecant x. Derivative of minus cosecant x. So what is that? Minus derivative of cosecant x. Take the minus out. So minus derivative of cosecant x. That is equal to minus of cosecant x derivative is minus cosecant x into cot x. So minus of minus, it will become minus of minus, it will become plus cosecant x into cot x. So the derivative of this function is this one. So the integral of this function will become minus cosecant x. Therefore integral of cosecant x into cot x, integral of cosecant x into cot x is equal to minus cosecant x plus c. Minus cosecant x plus c. See the very important formulas here, students. Once again, integral of sin x into dx. Integral of sin x into dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. Integral of cos x into dx is equal to sin x plus c. Integral of secant square x into dx is equal to tan x plus c. Integral of cosecant square x into dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. Integral of secant x into tan x into dx is equal to secant x plus c. Integral of cosecant x into cot x is equal to minus cosecant x plus c. Okay. See that derivative of 1 by derivative of sin inverse x. Derivative of sin inverse x. What is the derivative of sin inverse x? That is nothing but 1 by root of 1 minus x square. What is the derivative of sin inverse x? Derivative of sin inverse x is equal to 1 by root of 1 minus x square. That meaning is, therefore, integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to sin inverse x plus c. Integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to sin inverse x plus c. Very important formulas. So you have to identify this form, then you have to write down these forms. Okay. So integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to sin inverse x plus c. Similarly, you can see that derivative of minus cos inverse x. Derivative of minus cos inverse x. Already know that if they take the minus out, minus derivative of cos inverse x, that is equal to minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square minus of minus. So that is you can take that, already minus is there. So what you will get that minus of minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So it will become 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So derivative of minus cos inverse x, take the minus out. So derivative of cos inverse x, derivative of cos inverse is nothing but, the cos inverse derivative is nothing but minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Already minus is there, minus of minus, it will become the plus. So it will become 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So what is the integral here? Therefore integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx you can written as minus cos inverse x plus c. So integral 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx you can written as a sin inverse x plus c, or you can written as minus cos inverse x plus c also. Minus cos inverse x plus c. Okay. So see the next. Derivative of tan inverse x, that is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. What is the derivative of tan inverse x? Derivative of tan inverse x is nothing but 1 by 1 plus x square. So that meaning is, therefore integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx is equal to tan inverse x plus c. Very important formulas. Next. So derivative of minus cot inverse x, derivative of minus cot inverse x, so that is equal to minus derivative of cot inverse x, so that is equal to minus cot inverse x derivative is minus 1 by 1 plus x square. Minus of minus, it will become the plus, so it will become 1 by 1 plus x square. So that meaning is, therefore integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx you can also written as minus cot inverse x plus c. Integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx is equal to tan inverse x plus c. Integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx is equal to minus cot inverse x plus c. If the remaining terms are in a tan inverse, we will use this formula. If the remaining terms in the integration, if the remaining terms, and also not only this function, and the remaining functions also involved in that function, that functions are in tan inverse, we will use this one. If the remaining terms are used in the terms of a cot inverse, we will use this formula. Similarly here also. In the remaining terms are there, it is in the sin inverse, we will use as 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to sin inverse x. Otherwise, if the remaining terms are in cos inverse x is there, so in that case, what we will use, that integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx, we will use a minus cos inverse x plus c. According to the given problem, we will use this formula or this formula. Okay. So similarly, these two formulas also. So next one is, see the next question, next formula, derivative of secant inverse x. What is the derivative of secant inverse x? Is 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. What is the derivative of secant inverse x? 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. And also here, what is the formula? Is integral of 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1 x square minus 1 into dx is equal to secant inverse x plus c. Integral of 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1 into dx value is secant inverse x plus c. Similarly, you can take that derivative of minus cosecant inverse x, minus cosecant inverse x, that is equal to minus of derivative of cosecant inverse x. So that is equal to minus of minus 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. So minus of minus, it will become plus, that is a 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. So what we can declare that? Therefore integral of 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1 into dx, you can also take it as a minus cosecant inverse x plus c. So see that formulas once again, students, very important formulas, and also you have to by heart the differentiation formulas also. In every problem we will use the differentiation and as well as the integration also. Okay, so see that formulas once again here. Derivative of sin inverse x. What is the derivative of sin inverse x? Is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. What is the integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to sin inverse x. Derivative of minus cos inverse x. Derivative of minus cos inverse x is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx, that is equal to minus cosecant inverse x plus c. Similarly, derivative of tan inverse x. What is the derivative of tan inverse x? That is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. So therefore, integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx value is a tan inverse x plus c. Therefore, and also see that one derivative of minus cot inverse x. What is the derivative of minus cot inverse x? Is 1 by 1 plus x square. Automatically, what is the integral here? Integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx is equal to minus cot inverse x plus c. So derivative of secant inverse x. What is the derivative of secant inverse x? Is 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. So integral of 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1 into dx value is nothing but a secant inverse x plus c. So derivative of minus cosecant inverse x is equal to 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1. So the integral of 1 by mod x into root of x square minus 1 into dx, the value is a minus cosecant inverse x plus c. Okay, students. So write down all the notes on these formulas and by heart all these formulas and practice that all the problems. I am already given maximum the proofs here. So practice that questions. They will give you one more questions also. So see that questions and read the formulas. Okay.